Hey guys, welcome to another Hunter video. I'm a Night Elf Hunter on the Whisperwind server, and since Cataclysm is coming out, I thought I'd give you guys some gold making tips, to prepare yourselves for the next leveling process. And these are some of my best gold making tips, all accumulated together over the years, I guess. I've been playing long enough. And if you are a regular watcher of my videos, then you'll know most of them. If you are not, or if you haven't seen all of them, then there might be some you missed, and these are all good gold making tips. So, let's do this! So if daily quests are your fancy, then head on over to the Storm Peaks and Icecrown Citadel. Now head over to Icecrown Citadel first because it has more quests, and the quests there are a little more integrated with each other. Now what I like to do is do the quests around here and in the Argent Tournament grounds and also at the Shadow Vault. And also over at either the Skybreaker or the Ogrim's Hammer. And also there's some at Dun Nephilim, if you want to do the Sons of Huldir. Now, for these quests, I made a video a while back detailing about an hour's worth of daily quests, but you can do about 22 to 23 quests in one shot. And that way you could do most of your dailies and quickly. The reason why they were good was because the rewards were good, and also the quest things are all integrated. So you pass by one area and there's about 7 other quest things along the way which you can do. Now that doesn't really apply anymore because most of the Argent Tournament quests are no longer there. However, do some of these yourself and you'll be able to find out just which quests best match with what, and eventually you'll be able to do the quest also in, let's say, under an hour, and you can complete all your daily quests very quickly. Now, if you don't feel like doing daily quests pretty much every single day and just as a daily grind, then you could farm. Farming is, I'm sure, 100 times more boring, but it's also more mindless, and for me that's a little more tolerable. Now, if you like farming, and mindless farming at that, then this is definitely the place to come, to the very eastern edge of the Storm Peaks. Now, if you've never heard or been here before, then there are a couple of quest items, or quest chains that you have to do in order to see the area, because it is a phasing area, and I'll have those quests linked to the bottom bar below. Now, if you are a hunter or another pet class, then you can set your pet to aggressive, and with that, the pet will go out and attack any of the seething revenants that spawn, and they spawn very fast. Now what you're trying to aim for is to grab all the grays, as well as all the green items for equipment, and mostly the crystallized fires and the relics of Ulduar. These two are very plentiful, and they are worth quite a lot, pretty much on any server that you are on. So that was about 20, 30, 40 seconds of farming, maybe a minute, and I've already gotten 10 crystallized fires and 2 relics of Ulduar. So after a few hours, you could really make quite a bit of dough. But you might ask, what am I gonna do with all these items? Well, that's where the auction house comes in. Hey, auction house. Open up the auction house. Now, an add-on that you must have if you are playing WoW, and if you care about gold in WoW, then you need to get Auctioneer. Now, if you want the link to Auctioneer, again, it's at the bottom bar. So go and check that out. This is an add-on which basically categorizes all the auctions on the auction house for you. Now, if this is your first time using it, there's a little play button, or if you have not been on it for a while, or if there has been a new patch with new items, then you press the play button. Otherwise, try to log in every day and press the fast forward button. What that'll do is categorize all the items that you have in your database and update them with the new prices. Now, speaking of patch notes, you should constantly take a look at patch notes and just see what is new coming up in the World of Warcraft. Let's say some things like you can now prospect titanium ore, or there's new epic hunter arrows, or there's new epic gems. When that happens, you could prepare for the coming of those changes for, let's say, maybe even a month or two, and maybe not a month or two, maybe a few weeks. And that way you can stockpile them and then sell them for the higher price when everyone is trying to get them. Because at that time, demand is greater than supply and you'll make a killing. So if you want to check out the usual patch notes, then you can go to MMO Champion, or if you don't want to check that every day, subscribe to these videos or keep watching these videos, and I'll be sure to let you guys know of any new money-making things in the patch notes, like I have always been doing. Now, if you want to find out the link to MMO Champion, that link is in the bottom bar. So the simplest out of all these gold-making tips is definitely when you trade in your emblems of either Conquest or Heroism or Frost for epic gems. Now, you get emblems of Triumph, which you can trade down into emblems of Heroism, and every 10 or 20 emblems of Heroism can equal an epic gem. Now, for my server at least, epic gems are sold for about 100 gold each, and there are two types. One are the pure color epic gems, which cost 20 emblems, and the other, which are mixed colors, such as Eye of Zuul and all the other ones, they cost 10. And unless the half-colored gems cost exactly half as much on the auction house as the other solid-colored gems, then as a rule, always get the half-color ones because they are cheaper. And this also applies for emblems of Frost. Now, if you have a lot of emblems of Frost that you don't use and there's no other gears that you can get, go and get the Primordial Serenite, because they will still sell for a lot even now. Now, this also works if you have a lot of honor or arena points or Wintergrasp marks, which you can in turn trade for honor. Now, with honor points, it's a little different because all the gems, doesn't matter if they're solid or half-colored, all cost the same. So go on your server and find out which one costs the most on the auction house, buy a lot of those, and go and sell it. Now, obviously, this only works if you are already geared enough so that you don't need any more gear from honor or emblems. But as for me right now, which is my case, I don't need anything, this is a very good tip just to get a lot more money. Now, another thing that you could do is in your WoW menu, go into the interface and the controls and make sure you set auto loot. What I see a lot of people do is they go and pick out all the items that basically cost the most, and they basically leave the grays where they are. Now, I think that's a big mistake. Not a big mistake, but a mistake, because grays really add up. Now, if you're at a vendor and you have a lot of grays, there is a macro you can use to basically click and sell everything. This is not an add-on, it's basically what is in WoW. So if you want to know what the macro is, in the bottom bar. Now, grays may not cost too much or sell for a lot, but especially if you're leveling or just doing quests, they can really add up. So go and get this macro, and pretty soon you'll be making extra few hundred gold every few weeks that you're playing. Now, if you prefer farming by gathering, whether it's herbalism or mining, then a druid is definitely the way to go. Mainly because of the druid's flight form. They don't have to dismount when they go and pick herbs or mining ores, and with that, it's about a second and a half saved every single ore or herb that you find. And that really makes a difference after a few hours of doing this. As boring as it may be, it obviously saves time and gives you more money. Now, as for me, I like to go into Ice Crown because that is, I find, the best place for ores and herbs. But also Storm Peaks is and also a very good place because it's not as busy. Now, there is an add-on called Gatherer, which you definitely need if you are gathering. Link in the bottom bar. So because the devs won't release any more new raids until Cataclysm comes out, a new form of raid has sprouted and has become very popular, and they're called GDKP runs. What that means is, let's say 10 people gather together for a raid, and an item drops from a boss. Now this item, 2 people want, and so what they do is they bid against each other to try to get the item. And let's say the final bidding for this elite bowl is 5,000 gold, then 5,000 gold is added to the pot. And if the raid were to end right now, then everybody in the raid will get 500 gold because there were 10 members in the raid. And so GDKP is great for making money, but you have to be slightly geared, or they have to be able to accept you into the raid. If you're less geared, that would mean more money for the team, but if they get too many of these people who aren't geared, then they're never going to pass any bosses or get any items. So it's a little bit of a balancing thing going on, and if there aren't any GDKP runs on your server, then you can run them yourself. And there is an add-on that you must have in order to run a GDKP, and that link is in the bottom bar. And oh, I'm almost out of time. Okay, I gotta talk really fast here, but I have one last gold making tip, and this is probably the best gold making tip I have ever come across, ever. I reached about the gold cap in about 3 weeks, starting from 0 gold. And basically, it's really simple. All you have to do is go buy a lot of